Mitrom and Bandhuvam, this is your presenter Dr. Reddy from South Asia Maps. South Asia Maps is an intellectual Kshatriya channel, education channel, brings fascinating information in the iconographic form, representing the abstract ideas in the iconographic form, India, South Asia centric history, geography, culture. But I also post other related presentations for my audience enlightenment. We are continuing our fascinating discussions about human ecology, humans on planet Earth. That's the human ecology, covers everything that human does. This is part 25. Human ecology predicament, human impasse. This is essentially some of the basic concepts are taken from the work of Dr. William Catton Jr. Excuse me for my allergies. Professor Emeritus, that means retired professor essentially, from Washington State University, Pullman, Northwest Pacific region of North America, just south of 49th parallel above equator, a line that separates the United States from Canada. He wrote two fascinating books, Overshoot and BottleNEck. Some of the concepts I am presenting come from these fascinating books because this is essentially an ecological aspect. This is my South Asia Maps YouTube channel. I will be putting this particular presentation on human ecology. You can see there are 24 or so presentations already. There are nearly more than 20 fascinating playlists of various regions of South Asia. These are the playlists. You can see in them lot of presentations, Vijayanagara Empire, Madras Presidency, and geographical areas made easy, and interested audience can go and access and look at the videos. And if you like them, I appreciate you make a subscription and bring it to the notice of your friends and add comments. Today's part 25 is Cornucopian Paradigm. I will be discussing two paradigms. One is a old paradigm, that is a Cornucopian paradigm. New paradigm is ecological paradigm. A paradigm is nothing but a model, a way of thinking, a pattern, a discourse, an idea, prototype, archetype. Cornucopian is named because cornucopia, it looks like the horn of a goat. Essentially, that has a plenty of food, plenty of goodies, good things in the life, joyous things. That is a cornucopian paradigm, cornucopian way of thinking. Most of the time you see in many countries, political leaders, intellectuals, opinion makers, they're always talking about so many goodies coming in the future. That is called a cornucopian way of thinking. And that is not the correct way of thinking. You will realize after next presentation. So, cornucopian paradigm is today's discussion, presentation. There is a dogma. Dogma is essentially an accepted concept in ecology. In ecology, if you take the planet Earth, the entire planet Earth ecology, this is limited. The habitat, the entire habitat is limited. The global human habitat, it's finite. That means from, if you go to Singapore on equator and take the circumnavigation around the Singapore, that to Quito and Ecuador, come back there, you will travel round about 36,000 kilometers. Because the diameter of the Earth is around about 12,500. If you multiply it by pi, that is 3 times roughly, 36,000. That is the finite. This finite global habitat that we reside and share with other biotic community puts certain limitations on the life. That is the dogma. This Cornucopian paradigm disregards this dogma. That's the very critical one. The next paradigm, ecological paradigm, accepts that ecological principles. This is essentially ecological principle. In Cornucopian paradigm, it is a view of the past, a view of the future of human progress. It disregards the carrying capacity concept. Carrying capacity means a number of the people a habitat, a country, planet Earth can hold. Planet Earth was holding around about 1 billion people, that is 1,000 million people in 1800s. Now it holds nearly 8 billion people, 8,000 people. That is the carrying capacity. Carrying capacity is the people and their standard of living also. It disregards the carrying capacity concept. Most of the political leaders, discourses, their speeches in the debates in the legislative assemblies, parliaments, have no concept of this. And it also pays no attention to the finiteness of the earth. Remember, this is the earth, that is the finite. That means from Singapore to Singapore, it is 36,000 kilometers in circumference. That is finite. That means in this entire finite earth, there is a limited arable land, the land we can farm. There is a limited amount of coal. There is a constant amount of oil. There is a constant amount of minerals, aluminium, copper, iron, and so on. That the limits a finiteness imposes. That no attention is paid to the finiteness of the earth. No regard is paid the difference between the taking over and drawing down. I discussed extensively taking over and drawing down initially in the series. You can go. Essentially, taking over means humans took over the habitat from their competitors, flora and fauna, started agriculture, eliminating their enemies or competitors, we can say. Later, after industrialization, steam engine discovery, 1800, they started digging down and down with the technology, exploited the fossil fuel, coal, natural gas, oil, and so on. That is drawing down. They enhance the carrying capacity, means now they put more humans on the planet Earth. This Cornucopian paradigm accepts uncritically the limitlessness of the earth. The earth has abundant opportunities. There is no limit for the humans. All you need is go to a college, acquire a technology, education. The life will be very pleasant. That is, uncritically it accepts limitlessness of the earth. Because remember, earth is limits. It is 36,000 in circumference at equator. And it also accepts that the humans are extraordinary when compared to other living organisms, biotic things, primates, like that. This ecology doesn't accept that. So, next I will talk about the ecological paradigm, next 26th part, and compare it. So, what happens now? The Cornucopian paradigm is making us to accelerate the drawing down, and it says that drawing down is a solution. Dig for more oil, dig for more coal, and invent solar energy, wind energy. That means these are the drawing down mechanisms. This is not valid in the post-exuberant world. Exuberance is a prosperity for nearly 4-5 centuries from 1500 to 2000. The era of exuberance, that is. And it persistently commits ourselves, the current intellectual leadership atmosphere, to Cornucopian paradigm. That is the Cornucopian paradigm. So the earth has a limit. It is a finiteness. That Cornucopian paradigm doesn't accept it or disregard it. That is the very important thing we have to keep in mind. This is the Cornucopian. This is the goat horn of a goat, the plenty of food and the goody things in the life. That is the Cornucopian. The Cornucopian concept, the Cornucopian way of thinking. That is about the Cornucopian paradigm we discussed today. This was the previous. And that disregards the major ecological principles, that the finiteness of the human habitat, the planet Earth, our habitat. That is the very important point you have to take. Whereas the next paradigm, second paradigm, the new paradigm that we should be thinking, Dr. Catton advocates that it accepts these basic ecological principles. That is about the Cornucopian paradigm, happy case scenario. And this is your presenter Reddy at South Asia Maps educational channel. Mitravan Bandhuvam, friends, see you in other presentation later.